All right, once again, like I say, Coach, we're going to try this one more time since the first time we couldn't get it right with the microphone. Once again, I appreciate everybody joining me for another episode of TTG Sports. And today we have, once again, the Northwest alum, the new Northwest head women's basketball coach, Zarya Williams, and we have his assistant coach, Miss Coach P, also known as Coach Pimpton. Like I said, I can't say them syllables together, so we just gonna call her Coach P. So Coach Williams, I just want you to give a brief introduction to yourself, and Coach P, I want you to give a brief introduction to yourself, and then we'll just take it from there.
Hey, thanks for coming back, man. We really appreciate you being here. Like you said, my name is Zarya Williams. I'm the new head women's basketball coach here at Northwest Community College. From Oxford, Mississippi. Played my 2 years here at Northwest from '96 to '98. Played my last 2 years of college basketball at Ole Miss. Had the opportunity to play professionally for 10 years across South America and throughout Europe. So it's a great journey, but it all came back and brought me back home.
I am Coach Kayla Mitchell. I'm from Well, Mississippi. I played at Holmes Community College from 2016 to 2018, and I went to University of New Orleans from 2018 to 2020. And I am now coaching up under Coach Williams, and I also played up under him when he was working at Holmes Junior.
All right, and it led back to this moment. So, Coach Williams, I just want you to elaborate on the decision of hiring her, and like I said once before, you have a deep connection with not just her but her family. So I just want you to let the people know about that.
Well, one thing that I've always wanted to pride myself in this profession is hiring people that I know and that I can trust. I had the opportunity to recruit Coach Pimpton. I'm out of high school. I know her family very well. Her father and mother played here at Northwest when I was here. Her dad and I were teammates at the Mississippi All-Star game, and we're close friends now. So she's like family, and it's always good to have people around you that you can trust and you know they're loyal to you. And so in this profession, that means a lot to me. So having the opportunity to recruit her at Holmes Community College, having her and see how she worked those 2 years and see what she did at the University of New Orleans. I knew she had an opportunity to be a really good coach in this league. She has a great future in the coaching profession, so great way to get her started off in her career under me at Northwest.
Okay, Coach Pimpton, how was it, you know what I'm saying, getting the job from Coach Williams, knowing the history between you and his family, and meaning your family?
Well, when I left Holmes Junior, me and Coach Williams didn't never stop communicating. I still looked at when he went to East Central. I still talked to him about his team. I always gave him advice. And when I was playing at UNO, I also still called him and asked him questions about like what's going on or what should I do when I was playing. And he also still came and saw me when I was in New Orleans. So the connection never left, basically. And I'm grateful for this opportunity because I was a player when I was playing up on him, but now I'm coaching so I can learn the coaching style as well. So, yeah.
Okay, since both of y'all are new here coaching at Northwest, you know what I'm saying, but y'all are rooted here in Senatobia, how's it been so far, Coach, since you've gotten here and been able to work with your kids? Because like I say, the last time that I was here, I was truly impressed with what you're doing and the things that you got going on, and I can see the sky is pretty bright out here in Northwest when it comes to what you got going on. So I just want you to elaborate on it more, and we'll just take it from there. Then I ask Coach Pimpton a question next.
Well, first of all, the administrators, the other coaches here at Northwest, I mean, they've been welcoming us with open arms. It's been a great opportunity for us to come in and learn different backgrounds from people in our profession. You know, we got coaches from Scotland that coaches our soccer team. We got coaches all over across the USA coaching here at Northwest. So we have a variety of style of coaches here at the school that we can learn from. But one thing that I've been very impressed with is with our president, Dr. Heidel. He's just been tremendous support, you know, just coming in, talking to our team, inviting us over as a team to his house for dinner, and just really showing how supportive he is of our program and having us here as the new coaches at the women's basketball program.
Oh, okay. Coach Pimpton, you're not but a couple of years from college, right?
Right.
So you should have a lot to say and relate to the kids that you're going to be recruiting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or the kids in general in this area. So if you had to give any type of advice to kids on what to expect, or what are you expecting while you are out recruiting kids, you know what I'm saying, on this trail and on this journey, what can you tell kids for the future, especially these 2023s that are being recruited, and even freshmen that are in JUCO right now, you know what I'm saying? What advice can you give them to help them on their journey?
The advice I give the seniors that's coming out this year, just because it's JUCO, that don't mean it's bad. I made the best decision by coming JUCO. I learned a lot. I was more patient. So being here can teach you a lot. JUCO, there's nothing wrong with it. Also, it's a transition when you come from high school. So you have to have your mind right, and you gotta love basketball. Well, not really, but you gotta be on point. It's a transition because in Mississippi, I know that they don't have a shot clock, and I was a point guard, so I had to transition from that. So you have to be mindful of those things. Also, when I went to UNO, I knew I had 2 years left, so it's no game because I already did my 2 years. So I'm a junior and I'm a senior, so it's a big adjustment from JUCO to D1. So when you get to D1, everybody out to just, so you got to be on point because you ain't got that long like the other ones that's there. So just stay strong and push through. Yeah.
Okay. So Coach Williams, she mentioned something about the shot clock, and you recruited her from high school, you know what I'm saying? She said it was an adjustment for her, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it as a coach being an adjustment for her. What were some of the things that you did to get her past those moments, you know what I'm saying, and things like that? Because listening to her, you can tell that she loves the game. So yeah, I can see that it probably wasn't hard coaching her, you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't hard coaching her at all. One thing that you would like to have as a coach is a point guard that you can trust and kind of look toward them to be a coach on the court. And like she said, she came from a basketball family, so she understood the work ethic and the mindset that it takes to be successful at this level. One thing that we always did at homes that we never told our kids about the shot clock. So once they started playing pickup, we had the shot clock running, and all of a sudden the horns just go off and everybody looking around like, what's going on? Like, you're not in high school anymore. There's a shot clock. So just getting them to understand the pace of the game is quicker. Taking the ball out quick, getting the ball in the front court quick, and getting us into our sets quicker. That give us a lot more time to run our offense without being in the rush of the shot clock. So she transitioned to that very well. It wasn't an issue for her. And when it all boils down to under 10 seconds, hey, get a ball screen and go to work.
Yeah. So it's is it deja vu you seeing right now? Do you see it every year from kids, them adapting to the shot clock?
I do. It's an ongoing thing we have here. High school kids play at a certain pace. You have certain coaches that want to run time off the clock and want to pass the ball around and work the defense and get them tired. But we don't have that luxury here at that level. We want to play against the defense, but you want to play against the defense and the shot clock. So we really concentrate on what we're trying to do offensively, how fast we want to play. So now the shot clock really doesn't affect us and what we're trying to do on the court. You got a defense that's always pressuring you and getting you to get out of your style. So if you're allowing teams to do that and pressure you and get you uncomfortable, then the shot clock definitely plays a role in how you're attacking them.
And you said something, it's some high school coaches who like playing slow, who like walking it down. Does that impact your recruiting on certain players when you come to see them play? Because you really can't see if they can play your style if they're not playing your style. How do you like maybe can see something, even though they playing a different style of basketball, I can use her?
Well, that goes back to just understanding and identifying the type of kids you want in your system. You get a chance to evaluate them in their high school settings, also in travel ball. So, you look at them playing in high school, they might be playing for a coach that wants a slower pace, wants the ball more control, but But then you see them in the summer playing for a travel team, and they're a totally different player, and they're playing faster, and they're playing a little bit more, more speed and aggressiveness. So, I could identify that, by watching them play in high school and also in travel basketball as well.
Okay. When I was here last week, you let me sat in on your practice. You had already told me about some of your kids and things like that. I want you to elaborate on your team. I want both of y'all to elaborate on the team that y'all have now, and what are y'all expecting from them, even though you didn't recruit some of these kids.
Yeah.
What are you truly expecting out of your team? And tell me a little bit about some of your in-state and out-of-state players.
Well, we have a young team. We'll have one returning sophomore, Claire Lee, out of Walnut, and she's been very instrumental on leading these young ladies. Not only by example, but her voice, and she's just letting these young ladies know what to expect in our league and what to expect when they step out there on the court. So I'm really leaning on her to be continue to be a leader that she's been doing. But we're very young, so there's a lot of teaching going on at the moment. Just trying to get the kids to understand what we expect from them. We're still trying to learn them personally. They're still trying to learn us as coaches. So it's a learning process, and we're going to get through it. But one thing I can tell about this group, they're very eager to learn. They work hard, and they don't complain at all. They come in here, work out individuals. We're in the weight room, or we're having a team practice. They're listening, they're learning, and they're giving us all the effort that we're asking for them at this moment.
I could tell that, they're very attentive, you didn't have to repeat yourself too many times, and as a coach, I know personally firsthand, that's like having a newborn baby, such a blessing to have kids like that, and the energy was there too.
Definitely.
So Coach, what do you see out of this team that y'all have right now?
We are definitely hardworking. We are definitely hardworking, and we are very coachable. Everyone, if they have a question, they don't mind asking, and they all want to learn. Like, Coach, what can I do? What can I do better? What's wrong? So I like that about our group, and we also together, and we have fun.
And like I say, I seen the connection in just a short period of time that I was in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell you had mentioned, Zoe
Essery from Kasuth.
I could just, her energy that she was just bringing in the practice, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was over there like, okay, Zoe. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell that the message that I think those kids see is a fresh start for them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Don't see, like, I got to prove a point now. Like, you probably came in and laid an outline from them saying it's just a fresh start. And you can tell that it was a fresh, like a fresh breath of air for them, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, not to take anything for what was here before, but having a new coach, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything is real cool. So tell me about some of your out-of-state kids.
Well, the 3 out-of-state spots we have are Kayla Mitchell out of Little Rock, Arkansas, Taylor Caldwell from Atlanta, Georgia, and Zarya Glover from Las Vegas, Nevada. And these 3 young ladies are so different in their skill set and their personality. They're so different, but they're all talented. Kayla out of Little Rock, she's a quick point guard. She gets into the lane. She can make shots from the perimeter. Defensively, she has great hands. And one thing that I've noticed about her is that she's very slick on the defensive end, real sticky hands. And so at the point guard spot, you want that, somebody who can lead the charge on both ends of the court. She can pressure the ball on one end from 94 feet, and she can run the offense and be effective doing that. Taylor Caldwell, a combo guard out of Atlanta, Georgia. She's very athletic, very quick, still learning different things about her game that she can improve on. But one thing about her, she gives 100%. She goes hard in everything she does. In all the drills, she's going hard. She's going hard in the weight room, and we're trying to get her to be more consistent with her jump shot, and we're going to work on that with her. So that's the only weakness I see in her game at the moment. And then Zarya Glover from Las Vegas, just a great athlete, great kid. Plays multiple positions, can defend multiple positions. We're leaning on her this year to have a huge year for us on both ends of the court. So I look to her to be one of our better players as far as statistics, but athletically, she's going to be one of the best athletes in our league.
Yeah, I can pretty much almost vouch for that. Like I don't know every kid that in the 22 class that went JUCO from Mississippi, but it's gonna be hard to put a kid that's from Mississippi up against that kid there right there with just little smaller things, because I know she was holding back because she was doing what she was just told.
Right.
But I can tell before the practice she was just doing things that the average kid wasn't doing.
Right.
How she was preparing herself for practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was her preparation that I seen her. Everybody else just shoot. She's actually over there working on things that she's probably gonna be doing in the game.
Right.
And so that stood out to me. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly feel like she's gonna have a great season. I look for it. Like I actually feel like it's gonna be there. I see a 18 to 20 a night with 7 or 8 dimes and 5, 6 rebounds.
Those numbers sound great. We can get those numbers from her, man. We're gonna be pretty good. But we have something that we do before practice. They have 15 minutes to kind of work in their game or get stretched out, or get themselves prepared for practice, like you said. And she's one of the ones I see working on her ball handling, working on combo moves for a jump shot. So that's something that we hope is contagious, and hope the other girls can feed off that.
Oh yeah. So Coach Pimpton, is there anyone that stands out that you know since you done came from high school and did your years, is anyone that's ahead of the 8 ball right now, or everyone needs to truly invest in their game as much as, and I wouldn't say as much as possible, but dedicate themselves to the game as much as they can?
I think all of them should dedicate themselves more to the game. Like, no one stand out to the 8 ball because we all together. So I feel like everyone can better themselves in their game, like right now. So
I hear you, Coach. So another reason that I did this too, Coach, you may have your assistant out, you know what I'm saying, working. I wanted these people to see that even though she looked like a child, she's in a position to help you out, you know what I'm saying? So, kid, this is Coach P, you know what I'm saying? So if you see her out here, she's not trying to enroll in your school. She's not coming to take your spot, you know what I'm saying? She's trying to help you get a spot. So, Coach, I want you to talk to me about what you're going to bring to the table for this team this year. Not what you're looking for, what Coach Williams going to bring to the table and everything to make these kids realize that you are someone that personally that I can see that your heart is totally invested in what's going on with not just Northwest, but just the kids in general. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I want the kids to know if they came here and they played for you and be like, man, I played for Coach Williams. What's going to stand out to them about Coach Williams I wouldn't say that's different, because a lot of great coaches have some of the same attributes when it comes to related. But what describe Coach Williams to the kids?
Well, I'm a player's coach. I understand the process it takes to get to a certain level the kids are trying to reach. I'm going to go 100% for my kids, regardless if I recruit this group or not. They're in my program. So I'm going to do everything I can to help them reach their goals. We talk about basketball, we talk about improving their skill sets and getting them to Division I. But I'm also a coach that's going to try to push my young ladies to be the best person they can possibly be in life. Because at some point, basketball is going to stop. Father time never loses. So what have you learned being in our program that's going to help you in the future? Once that jump shot stop falling, once them knees get bad, you can't cross nobody over anymore. You got to have some kind of, work-related experience, some kind of backup plan that you can fall back on that's going to help you succeed in life. And if I'm just here to win games and coach girls and try to win his championships, then I'm not doing my job. Because those things are going to come if we're doing the right things, we're doing it the right way. So you're going to have a coach that's going to be in your corner, right or wrong, You have a coach that's going to understand what you're trying to do and what goals you want to reach. So you're going to have my full support on and off the court. Now, we want to win. That's one thing we do here. You look at the softball team went to the national tournament last year. Football teams are always winning championships. The standard here is about winning championships. I had won a North Division championship at home as an assistant coach. We had some success at East Central, but we're in a different animal here at Northwest, and our expectations are high here. We have a great system here put in place to get high-quality student athletes here on campus. We have 11 counties that we serve that have great student athletes. So we have the expectations to win championships here at Northwest Community College.
Okay. And I see you say y'all building a Chick-fil-A on campus too.
My
Man,
pleasure.
Y'all doing a lot.
My pleasure.
They doing a lot of stuff around here. So talk that, because it don't, like we was talking like once before, it doesn't look like the average junior college when you pull up no more around here. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's an attraction. Like it don't even supposed to be in this little city. You know what I'm saying? It look too good. So describe everything that's going on campus. You know what I'm saying? To give the kids some type of awareness. So when they do come, they'll know some of that or what to expect outside of basketball.
Right. Well, our president, Dr. Heino, like I said, he's been on a mission to give us one of the best campuses around Mississippi, not just JUCOs, but as far as he want to compete with Ole Miss and Southern Miss and Mississippi State, he wants to have our campus look like a Division I school, and we're heading that way. We have a big performing arts center that we're building right across the street from our Coliseum. They're looking at hosting shows and rap concerts and things of that nature, just trying to draw some more kids to our campus. Like you mentioned before, Chick-fil-A, it should be open here in the spring semester. We have a lot of different things. Our new dorm our girls are living in, it's unbelievable. I look back when I stayed here, when I played here, I can't recognize campus anymore. That goes back to, like I said, Dr. Heino, our president, Dr. Domus, Jeff Gordon. They're doing a great job building this campus up from the ground. And before you look, man, it's gonna be called Ole Miss Community College before you know it.
That's what I said. When I pulled up, and it's funny that you said that. I pulled up, I had my hat on my head.
Yeah.
I took my hat when I got out the interstate because I said, San Antonio down here trying to be like Oxford. I don't want to give them no signs of me doing nothing illegal or nothing like that. And I almost lost my train of thought. But what I was finna say was, what are your main things that you see with our Mississippi kids? Like, what are our Mississippi kids lacking? You know what I'm saying? It's tons of athleticism. Do you feel like some of our kids in our state need to truly invest in their self and training more, or keep doing what they're doing and just because I feel like kids are not taking clear advantage. You didn't have these outlets when you were in school. I didn't have them when I was in school, and sometimes kids feel like they are entitled because I done paid to be on this team and everything like that. But there's a body of work that goes in between. Tell me what you see with our kids, our biggest weaknesses, not just any particular kid, just the state as a whole, biggest weaknesses when it comes to the talent level of our kids.
Well, I look at it starts at the grassroots area, the middle schools, the elementary schools. The fundamental side of basketball has to start at a young age. And I think that's where we're missing the ball in Mississippi. Because once they get to high school, once they get to junior high, it's not too late, but at the same time, their focus is on something else at that time. I want to make this step back three like Steph Curry. I want to go behind the back and shoot a fancy layup like Kyrie Irving. But instead of having the basic fundamentals, Kobe Bryant was he was huge on that. He worked on his fundamentals even at a later age in his career. So that's one thing I feel like we're dropping the ball at, the grassroots areas of basketball, where they learn how to pass, where they learn how to dribble the basketball with their left and right hand, making a left hand layup, just like they can make a right hand layup. Just understanding those type of skill sets that's going to help them improve as a basketball player as they get older.
Yeah. Coach P, I got a question for you. You played at the JUCO level and at the D1 level. What are some of the biggest problems teams have at those levels? You know.
My first year at UNO, coming from Holmes, they felt like, how can I say it? Felt attacked that we coming from JUCO and we coming to D1 and we all the same.
On the same team.
Yeah.
They think it's more of a competition.
Yeah, they think it's more of a competition and we all there for the same thing, but it's hard. Like, they be jealous. I say they'll be jealous, but then they'll see how good you are or what type of person you are, and then they get better. Like, they just gotta know who you are and what you do and where you from.
And I actually think that should be something that we should touch on more, though, Coach. Mm-hmm. Like, egos play a part even at the high school level.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Even at the high school level. But I don't think that coaching has a real big part on egos. There's some coaches who ride players and do things like that. But I actually think that it comes from home. You know, so I don't feel like because them kids didn't know you when you got there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That was a natural reaction to them to feel like if somebody coming in your space, you make sure. But that starts at home. I don't know if we as parents have to do a better job of educating our kids on how to accept things, because this generation feels like they're entitled, but nothing in life is given.
Right.
And so by you walking into that situation, how did that make you feel? Because it did have to, even though you probably was, from where you from, I know you probably shook it off, like, I'm really not studying y'all. I'm here to win, but I'm pretty sure it still did something to your mental for a second until it got resolved.
I think my junior year was my hardest year ever playing, like, my whole life, because I had to adapt to the new coaching system, teammates, jealousy, everything. So I feel like things go come in life and you just have to brush them off. Like you said, I'm from Tallahatchie. Like, it ain't nothing. Like, I'm go hoop.
Situation.
If we want to hoop, we just go hoop. And if you want to be jealous when we get done, that's on you. But keep these between these 4 lines, we all right. But junior year was kind of hard because I had to transition. Then I got hurt. And when I got hurt, I ain't know how to deal with it because I never got hurt. So now I'm away from home by myself. Then I had to think I got to be tough because, like, this is what I'm built for. I made it this far. I'm not going to give up. So, yeah, jealousy is a part of it. But once they realize who you are and things like that, things should get better. My senior year was awesome. We had the same team.
And I actually think that will separate great coaches, too, because they knowing that you're going to have to deal with it at some point in time. But if they're able to nip it in the bud as soon as it happens, because that'll stop, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, it happens at the high school level and things like that. Did you play with Kayla Malone at UNO?
I did. 2 years.
I actually, you know what I'm saying, coached Kayla at one time, man. I was real crazy about Kayla. And if you go back on my page, Kayla experience, she kept a book about UNO.
Yep.
She was just like,
she was one of the JUCOs.
Yeah, she was just like, because she got hurt too.
Yeah. And
she said that was her worst experience of her life. You know what I'm saying? And I almost got to a point to where she didn't even care about basketball anymore. So, like, those subjects these kids need to hear about, stories need to hear about, because it's not what you think while you out here worried about to sign a paper and things like that. I got another question. How many offers did you have coming out of high school?
Coming out of high school? Probably from D1 or anything.
Just in general.
JUCO, I had a couple. Itawamba, Northwest, Holmes, CCC. Probably 5, 6. Yeah, something like that.
This is a question for both of y'all. Coach, you go out on the recruiting trail and you see this kid's good, but you see 15, 20 offers that this kid has already gotten. You know what I'm saying? Do you still offer the kid, or is it something, how I'm trying to say this? I don't think that it's good for the mental state for a kid to stack up $1 million gazillion offers.
Right.
Because you out here dancing for offers, you're still not mentally preparing yourself to figure out which one of these are the best for you. And if you got 40 options, how can you possibly, you know what I'm saying, truly want to say, this is the best option for me? You can't did your true due diligence on nothing, you know what I'm saying? You may come in the 15th offer, you know what I'm saying? So the due diligence they did for the first 5 offers, they might not did for the next 10 or the next 20 and things like that. So how do you, when you're recruiting, do you let that play a part in what you think, or do you just say, I'm gonna do my job, you know what I'm saying, and offer the kid and things like that?
I'm gonna do my job, and that's a great point, Coach, because I understand that a lot of these schools, a lot of different coaches, they'll wait for a kid to get a certain offer before they offer the kid, you know, and you know I think that's the wrong approach to take. If I see a kid that I feel like fits our style, fits our system, regardless of how many offers she has, I'm gonna offer her. Now then, that's up to me to do my job to stand out from the rest of the several offers that she has on the table. So, you know, it's a situation where we deal with it all the time. We're recruiting the same kids in our junior college here in Mississippi. Everybody recruiting the same kids. But are you building a very productive relationship with that kid? Are you building a relationship, you know, for them to come help your program win games? Or are you really building a true relationship with that kid because you care about that kid? Now, of course, basketball plays a part. You want to get the best players in your system. You want to get the best players on your team so you don't have to play against them, and that's another issue. Some coaches just recruit kids because they don't want to play against them. And, you know, and that's, you know, I look at that as a situation where we're not doing the kids any justice when we're doing that. So my intentions will always be pure when I'm recruiting a kid. I don't care if they have 30 offers. I don't care if I'm the only coach that offered them. If I see something in that young lady that I like, something that she can help me with, and I see that she's a really good person after I build this relationship with them, then I can care less how many offers she has before mine.
All right, this should be a good question for you, Coach P. Like you said, you had a couple of offers, right?
Right.
Okay. Did you feel like you was better than what you was being offered? Do you feel like you was getting shortchanged, or you was getting overlooked, or you felt like the few that offered you was cool with that? Because a lot of kids may not accept an offer because they're waiting on a certain type of offer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, take us through your mental state, your senior year or your junior year, when you're deciding these couple of offers come along. Are you feeling cheated, or you just taking what's presented in front of you?
I took what was presented in front of me because I can control what people have power over. Because I felt like whoever got me, they will remember me, whoever didn't want me. So that's how I took it, and that's how I proceeded and I looked at it. Because that's more stress on a child, thinking why they can't pick me, why they not picking me, why they not. No, don't worry about that. Worry about the ones that's talking to you. So when the ones that's talking to you, make sure that, okay, I'm gonna prove them, they go remember me. Like, you gotta have that chip on your shoulder, because it's not you, it's them. You gotta have a chip on your shoulder to push yourself. That's your motivation, that they didn't want you. So when you play against them, make sure they remember. Like,
you see what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Coach, everybody ain't built like you right now.
It's true.
So like, but I could just tell. But like you say, if they knew your family, they can understand why your mentality is so deep and so strong the way that you're talking when it comes to this game. So what would you say to those whose mind isn't as strong, that's letting it bother them? You know what I'm saying? And the kids that feel like they're better. Like, I'm pretty sure you probably played with somebody at home that felt like they probably shouldn't have been there. Like, I should have been somewhere else, or I should be at the, or you ain't know. You know what I'm saying? This person don't need to be playing in front of me. Mm-hmm. What do you say to those type of kids to help those type of kids in the future? Because they're around here. Mm-hmm. Y'all are gonna go through it. You know what I'm saying? Kids making y'all wait because they're waiting on a certain offer.
Right.
What would you say to those kids?
Just keep going. You can't make somebody do something for you. If they see it, they go give it to you. Like, they go believe. If they believe in you, they will let you know. Like, don't worry about that. Just play your game. Only thing you can do is your job, and it's their job to do theirs. So just don't worry about it. That's how I look at it. Just be grateful at the opportunities that you do have and work hard. Just keep going and always be humble, and everything's going to fall in place.
And I kind of want to piggyback on that question. And I tell kids this all the time, and they find this process, overwhelming at times. Stressed out. I got all these schools calling me, all these schools offering me scholarships. I don't know which one to take. Well, this is the process. This is a time where it's okay to be selfish, because this is an opportunity you have to make for your life, your livelihood. This decision you got to make. Your parents can't make this decision for you. They can kind of lead you and point you in the direction they feel like is best for you, but you got to sign that paper and make that commitment for those 4 years or 2 years if you decide to go to junior college. So my advice to kids I'm recruiting who have those issues is just pray about it, but also understand that it's your decision. It's nobody else's. It's okay to be selfish.
Okay. Another thing, just say you got a kid who feel like they should have been recruited, and they're not even being recruited, but they see you come in the gym, or they see any other college coach come in the gym, and they just start doing things completely out of character, because it happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if I would have seen any college coach come in our high school game, I probably would have did something crazy. But what advice can you give them of keeping cool? Just be who you are and let the game come to you.
And I have that conversation every year during tryouts. We have a tryout each spring or a tryout right here before the start of the school year. And I tell the kids that we're recruiting it, or that come to the tryout, do what you do best. If you're a 3-point shooter, hey, run your butt to your spot and get ready to shoot your shot. If you're a defender, hey, show the coaches you're a lockdown defender. If you're a point guard, you make your teammates better, do your job, like Coach Pimpton said. Because if you try to do something that you're not accustomed to doing, you're gonna look worse than what you are. It's gonna make you look bad.
And that's another subject. Roles. Like, players' roles change tremendously at the JUCO and at the college level. So, Coach P, I want you to touch on this too, but I want you to touch on it first, Coach Williams. What would you say to kids about knowing, because a lot of these kids can't accept the fact that their role is going to change, and it sends them through a lot of changes, you know what I'm saying, unnecessary changes at times. So what would you say to those kids who don't understand that their role is going to change at the JUCO level?
It's going to change unless you're somebody who is a Victoria Vivens per se, someone who has that type of skill set, who's by far one of the best players come out of Mississippi. Regardless of where she goes, she's going to be that girl. Everybody comes into a JUCO team. Everybody comes to the Division I team pretty much as the best player from their high school team. So you're going to have a team full of players who were the best player on their high school team. So automatically your role will change. So if you were a 25-point scorer in high school, you're really good, your role may change a little bit. You might not average 25, you may average about 15, 17 points, somewhere around there. But you never had the green light like you did in high school. Or, if you have a situation where you were a lockdown offender and you had opportunity to take shots in high school, hey, you may not have those same opportunities to score the ball at the next level, but they still want you to play your role as a defender. So it's just one of those things that kids got to understand. I'm the best player on my high school team, but now I'm coming to a situation where I got 14 other players who are the best player on their high school team. Awesome. So one thing that we did when I played here, we understood that. We had a very talented team. We knew where the shots were coming from. We knew who had the ball in their hands. And when your number was called, you got to be ready. And that's why we were successful when I played here my 2 years.
How was it adjusting for you? Because you were the best player on your team, or one of the best players, because you had a sidekick, I think.
Nakiria.
Yeah. And so how was the adjustment for you? Because I'm pretty sure it was huge, because you said the shot clock was involved, so you weren't able to do things like you wanted to. How was the scoring adjustment?
I scored the ball a lot in high school. So when I got to Holmes, I passed the ball a lot, but I still scored, but I passed it more. I was the point guard. So my role was to be the point guard, make sure everything was in place. So I was just make sure I was good at my role. Like, everybody else bought in, and that's why we won the championship our second year at Holmes Junior. So I say roles are very good to have a team because everybody have to have a role, but the roles are that you have to buy in to make sure it come through together. Like, just do your role, and when you have a role, be the best at it.
Man, I can talk to y'all all day. But one thing that I will note, just say, like, I don't know what my little baby gonna do. She acting like she wanna do something, but I wouldn't even give it a second thought at time, like having her play for someone like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because outside of this interview, you could just tell there's just still a good range of motion going on with you, her, the team, and everything in an environment that you will want your kid to be around. You know what I'm saying? People you will want to trust with your children because parents can't run to Northwest every time their kid got a problem. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they're going to have to come to her. They're going to definitely come to you. You know what I'm saying? And I can just tell that you're always open-minded and your door is always open for your kids when it comes to other things outside of basketball. And so with that being said, man, I truly appreciate what y'all got going on down here, and it's very good for the culture. And so, like I say, I'm going to get back down here and sneak in another practice. I did tell my boy Coach T about some of them drills I seen, and over there filming a little bit and told him about it. And he actually run the 8-man, that's the one you said he got from Ole Miss. He said he actually run that and everything. So I told you I was over there working too at the same time. But Coach, I really thank y'all for being on the show. Coach P, I really thank you. This is your first, I feel honored. This is your first interview as a coach and everything. So
won't be the last.
Yeah, won't be the last. Looking forward to seeing y'all out on the road. And you got to come check the GBA out.
I'm coming, man. I'm coming.
Inside exposure too, though. But on Sundays, I'm more flexible. On Sundays, I be in and out on the inside exposure. But they got some good things going on up there. So I'm putting you on the spot in front of these folks.
I've been getting texts out, Burl and Courtney. So we're going to get up there. You have my word. We're going to get up there. We're only 30 minutes away. We're going to make sure we get up there on the weekends.
So once again, I appreciate everyone for listening. And just remember, if you're not trained to go, you can't be on this show.